Broadcasting live. I just realized, since this is archived on YouTube, there's a chance that a lot of this won't be seen. Great! Well, So this is essentially part 2 of the Diablo stream. I wanted to do very specifically to cover some aspects of Diablo that I didn't cover before, like character creation and whatnot. And there's a chance that may have all been for naught. Alrighty then. Oops.
What was it like, the age you lived in?
Beautiful cities towered up toward the heavens, but they were full of wickedness. The Vigerai ruled them with will's sharpest stone.
I have heard of them.
A clan of mages bound more by their lust for power than by blood. I see that their influence has waned in this age.
Was the Prophet one of them?
Oh no, he meant to punish the Vigerai. They were the first to summon demons into this land.
Okay, so...
I will not do that.
He will not do that. Like, he will not, okay? He will not.
It cannot be done.
Man.
What you ask is impossible.
Sorry.
The dead. The dead, rising from their grave.
Nothing ever seems to change in you, Tristan.
What? I do not know much of your order. Would
No,
you
but not...
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him.
Got a level up there.
Let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
Alright, so essentially what happened is...
I volunteered to help because it seemed the right thing to do. But I'm no leader of men.
You have been called. You must answer.
That's a simple thing for you to say. You were born to fight monsters like the risen dead. Me? I'm just a farmer.
Alright, so, to recap things that have been going on. Just in case someone for some reason comes in on this part. I hate that this happened. I don't know if there's going to be video in part 1 or not. And if there's not, I really apologize for that, because I went through a lot of stuff in part 1, which I don't have the time to go through it right now again. I guess maybe I'll do another video in the future, but to recap, we covered character creation, the start of the story. I discussed some things about how that stuff works, how the story starts, how you navigate through that, how entrances and exits have their own sound, things like that. Man, and we did the first few things in the story. I found the ruins of Old Tristram, and in those ruins, I located the locked gate to the cathedral, the locked entrance of the cathedral, the old cathedral, where Diablo 1 takes place, for those interested in that. Then, my quest was to go back to town and talk to Rumford and Leah, which I did, which you just heard. And so now we have to go open the gate to the cathedral and go down into the depths of the cathedral and see what we can find down there. I just then had an optional conversation with Rumford. I covered how optional conversations work in part 1, so again, hopefully that recorded in some way. I don't know what the archive's going to be like, but grr, I say. Anyway, I'm now going to show you another little cheat that works for blind people, and that's how this game works. It's like little tiny things, little cheats that that get us where we need to go. So this particular one is really cool. There are things you can find called waypoints, and they always go to... they're basically teleportation areas that will teleport you around the map of the act that you're currently in. You can go to the location of those waypoints. I could go search for it right now and find the one that's in town. I could, if I wanted to. But I don't have to. If you bring up the map by pressing the down arrow, then press R1, you're on the waypoint screen. And, super helpful to blind people, only in story mode, the waypoint screen will default to the waypoint you're supposed to go to next. Ah! Isn't that freaking great? It's freaking great. Don't argue with me. It's freaking great. So that's what we're gonna do. Doing what I'm doing now is the same thing as actually finding the waypoint, clicking on, and then doing this. All I have to do is press X. It's gonna warp us right outside.
Let me open the gate.
See? Right outside the cathedral gate. That's all we had to do. So now we just continue. And we're with Leah now. She's actually with us in this area.
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What happened to your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
Make no mistake, Leah does fight as well. Please remember, I know nothing about monks. So I don't actually know what that
ability is not yet recharged.
I don't know what that square ability actually is or does. But it is a thing. By golly, it's a thing. Monk smash! I think we have to go. Make sure I'm confirmed for myself. So you can sometimes tell if you're bouncing around between a corner if you go one direction, like up, like I just did, and then go right, like I'm doing now. I'm doing this to demonstrate now. And the amount you go up and right before it stops walking...
You know, if we had any sense, we'd run away from here and never look back. Good thing we're fools.
You're funny. So if the amount that you walk between each attempt to go up and right remains the same, then you're probably trapped in a corner. So we're gonna go the other way. Like I said, I did say before, this does require patience. Okay, I think we're stuck. I think we have to go. I think we have to go down.
What skill should I use?
Oh, he wants me to train him. I'm not gonna do that right now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We crossed the bridge. We are now where we need to be. may notice too, if you're paying attention to what the sounds mean, you may have heard the quest update sound and the checkpoint sound there.
Look, a hidden cellar. Follow
There we
me.
go. That's what I had to find.
Your mother's secrets are here.
You know, you
People
had
said
the
she was a
entrance
witch,
/ exit sound
but I
there.
never believed it.
We're now in the hidden cellar. I could have moved during that, but I wanted you to hear the conversation. Oh no. There are zombies down here. Gosh, Holly, darn it. Okay, so that hurts. That hurt a lot, actually. And that actually killed me. Let's talk about death, shall we? So, to resurrect right where your corpse is, you just press triangle. And I'm back alive again. So what that is it's an ice attack of much doom.
I don't know
have
enough
yet.
spirit.
We have an elite, and they're using an ice attack on us. Alright, he dead. He real dead. We got a lot of gold from that guy. Okay, now look for something else in here. That's the thing I just broke. There's actually a lot of things that you don't have to break, but you can anyway. And they actually make it so you kind of have a reason to do it. You never have to do it, but they give you like a temporary burst of movement speed.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will find your uncle. Stay here and find out what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Alright, so we just got the key to the cathedral and her mother's journal.
For a long time, Uncle
Talk to her a
Deckard
little bit.
avoided coming back to this place. There were a lot of ghosts here for him. This is where Diablo drove old King Leoric mad and terrorized the people. I don't know what really happened here. But whatever it was horrible. Nearly everyone who survived went mad.
Wow, that's pretty scary.
How did your mother die?
Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing the arcane. She knew she could never raise a child. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of her life finally caught up with her.
Alright, so Leah has a couple optional conversations that we're having now, and that's all she has. So, I will say this, if you're playing this with remote play and you're a blind person, you can use remote play to find out what your current quest objective is, just by using it on the map. If you use the OCR scanning that NVDA has on the map, you can, it'll read your quest objective for you. So that's really helpful. But since I'm not using that right now, since we can't use it right now, here's a good way to...
What should I train?
Yeah, I'm not going to train you, leave me alone. A good way to find out where you're supposed to go next is to use the waypoint cheat. It's not a cheat, it's a cheat for blind people though. Because the waypoint cheat will always teleport us where we're supposed to go next. So let's use that now. Clearly it's not in here. Where is it? Let's find out. Alright. Alright. So where are we? We are back in the ruins of New Tristram. I believe.
Being surrounded by dead people really isn't so bad. It guarantees I'm the center of attention.
No, it really doesn't. And I believe I've just recalled, just now, a little bit too late, but I believe I've just recalled. Oh, good, we're over the bridge. Okay, good. We're going the right way. We're going the right way. Yeah, zombies. What are you shooting at? See, that's actually my companion shooting. Like to hit throw. I don't think you were hitting anything. Good wait.
I need spirit.
There we go. Had to heal.
I must wait to use that ability.
Man, some buttholes, man. Yeah, what I was saying before, by the way, is in this particular story situation, using the waypoint cheat was actually a dumb idea, because the cathedral entrance is, I remember this now, I remember this after I had already done it. It's right outside the hidden cellar.
Not enough spirit.
So, yeah. Right. Yeah, that was wrong. We went back over the bridge. And that's bad. Don't you worry, we'll find it. Hey, we found some gold. That's good. What? That was interesting. That's the wrong way. You can tell around here, right around where that bridge is, you can hear that like swamp-like ambience. That's the cellar itself. You see my young Padawans? I guess the really fun thing is, if this video does reach, if this two-parter reaches its target audience, I guess it won't matter if there's no video in the first part.
So, do you have any sisters, lovers, attractive female companions?
No.
Don't get mad. I'm just trying to get acquainted with you.
No, you're not.
Fine, then.
I need spirit.
That was me trying to use R2 when I can't.
What should I trade?
You should train your mama. It's still, I don't know why I said that. Because that's fire. The witness of this required patience. Yeah, remember that? I could have been wrong about it being on that side, but the bridge, yeah. It's possible. Oh man, memories.
I don't have enough spirit. Patience, patience. I thought I remembered something about. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually done it. And that shows. I'm aware of that. Do you miss that girl?
Who?
The farmer's daughter.
I miss every farmer's daughter.
Yep, that's Linden for you.
Not enough spirit.
That's me pressing R2 when it just does this. It's just R2 without enough spirit to do what it's supposed to do. It just takes a swing. Yeah. This area going down is I guess the same thing as going right, though. There's the cellar. I'll make sure, but I don't think there's another way out of the cellar. And by the way, I know this is the cellar and not the cathedral. Just speaking as a blind person, I know that because when you unlock the cathedral, it makes a very distinct, you unlocked me sound.
For a long time, I don't...
Yeah, there's Leo. Well, I broke a thing. That's just the outside again. I could have sworn it was like right outside. Is that something? Probably not.
I don't have enough spirit. Not enough spirit.
Oops.
What should I pray?
Ah. Okay, so... So it appears I may have misled everyone. Which, you know, that's...
Tristram Cathedral. The star fell here.
I did. It was on... Okay. So... So for those who may one day...
I need spirit.
So for those who might one day play this blind, know that I was just apparently being really stubborn, and the cathedral entrance is, in fact, on the left side of the bridge. We're now in there. I just jumped down into the trap door, and we're now in the Tristram Cathedral. We made it.
This place looks like a maze. Please don't get us lost.
Please don't get us lost, he says. Well, sir, I guarantee you, I am gonna get us lost. You're, like, totally okay with that, right? So far, I've broken things, so that's positive, right?
I haven't been to a church for years, but I don't remember anything like this happening.
I'll never be as amazing as you, lol.
I was just complimented, and I appreciate the compliment, but it's not so much amazing, it's just... it's patience. It took me forever to find this place. Have you not been here the whole time? But the thing is, you stick with it, and look, you make progress. It's like life.
The star fell here.
Yes, you actually literally already said the star fell here, Mr. Monk guy.
Not enough spirit.
Look, Mansters. It's the Mansters. Let's get the Mansters together. Funny thing is, I think... Oh, okay, so that sound is a loot demon. I probably won't succeed in killing it.
That ability is not yet recharged.
Because they jump around and do crazy things. Loot demons. They're not actually, they're called treasure goblins. I call them loot demons. Treasure goblins, the controller vibrates, by the way, we get to feel. If you're curious. But they jump around and run around, loot demons too.
I must wait to use that ability. I must wait longer. My injuries are too severe.
Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in trouble, but I'm fighting through it. Don't worry, there's more where that came from. I heard more zombies. There they are. So those guys, I think I tried them using because they turn into little bugs. They explode into little bugs when they die. They're not so music on high difficulty levels though, because the little bugs are like just as harmful to you as they are. So anyway, we're continuing down and left primarily because that's where the monsters are coming from. It looks like that is now over with. We must now together. Hang on, let me read some comments. I know I got like 3 that in here. Okay, that was a distraction. Ah, people. Oh. Oh. What do you know? Okay, I don't know if that actually worked, but for the blind among you who may watch this, what you just heard was a trap that I triggered, but it's not a trap for you, it's a trap for your enemies. It's a falling chandelier that, if it connects with enemies, automatically kills any enemy it connects with. And there are little in-game achievements for using stuff like that. There's stuff like that actually throughout the game. There's like stone walls, you can crash onto people, there's stuff like chandeliers. So it's cool. We're just wandering, we're looking around, we're just a couple of guys, you know? Just a couple of guys, man. Alright, there's some gold on this family. There's more monsters, alright. I still don't actually know what that square ability does. I just keep using it. Oh, there's a bug explosion guy. Guys that we can murder together.
It is not ready yet. I need spirit.
That was fun.
More guys.
Kingdom of
Hey, look, another book.
I heard rumors of Zakarum warriors called Crusaders. While the natives were most reticent, I was able to deduce that this order was founded 200 years ago, just as Rakis took his army of paladins west. But these Crusaders went east on a very different mission.
Yes, they did. So, my viewer is trying to distract me from the subject matter at hand. I'm not allowing it to happen. because I have this hope that more
Treasure
people...
might be the finest thing in the world. There's nothing like it.
You enjoy the sound of your voice.
It's one of my better qualities.
Oh, there goes another one of those traps that completely did not hit anyone. But hey, it was there. A little bit backwards. That soothing sound was a body that was on the floor that I just kicked. Sometimes there are items in those. You actually want to do that. Respect to the dead, this game does not, let me tell you. Remember at the beginning of this, where Lyndon said, "Don't get us lost," to that effect? Well, sorry, Lyndon. I need some gold.
Should I use?
No, you're not going to be trained. I'm not going to train you. You're not going to be trained. So this is one thing I mentioned in the original Diablo video, but one of the reasons I can stay patient this whole time and keep trying this is that the maps in Diablo 3 are all laid out in, you know, they're different every time, but they're all laid out in I guess the word patterns is not necessarily the right word. But they're laid out in simple ways. Like, for instance, the key thing, there's no jumping. There's never any platforming. So, you never have to concern yourself with that. And when you can't walk, the walking sound does stop. So you know when you hit a wall. And so it's just a matter of, you know, yeah, there's wandering. There's plenty of wandering. But it's just, you know, you wander until you find something. And that is something that is possible to do as a blind person because, you know, there's only so many places you can possibly go. And even if you're missing the tiniest of little nooks, you'll probably eventually find it. You have to be willing to be patient.
Our enemy's numbers seem unending.
Do you tire of it?
It does not matter, so long as my task is unfinished.
You will trade nothing. Also, another thing that you have to keep in mind, that when you get to this point, when you're doing dungeons and things like that, the maps are actually different every time. This game has procedurally generated dungeons. So, the place where I'm currently stuck, in this cathedral, you may never get stuck there. Because your map layout may be totally different. If it is, good.
I don't have enough spirit.
I do not have enough spirit. Also, a trick that doesn't always work, but I'll point it out anyway. You can sometimes use the direction it sounds like your footsteps are coming from, and the direction your attacks sound like they're going when you walk. If you're doing your attacks while you're walking, to kind of judge which way the camera angle is working. So like right now, I'm walking left, and it sounds like my attacks are kind of like passing to the right. And that's because, you know, I'm walking past the area where they're hitting. So, you know, it's like, okay, now my footsteps are on the right, my attack's passing to the left. That can kind of help sometimes, but it's not always necessarily a help. It can kind of help you orientate in some situations, but it's not really helping right now. It's not really helping. Hey, I have another viewer. Alright. This is a terrible time to have joined the broadcast, but welcome anyway. It's going to be fun to learn what it's like being stuck in the cathedral when you're blind. I will say, as well, on top of everything else, that the Barbarian is probably the easiest class to run, and that applies to story mode reasons and just general class reasons. At least, I'm saying as blind person, it's probably the easiest to run. And I say that
Not
because...
enough spirit.
Sorry. I say that because Barbarians have a super special little ability called Leap. Leap is pretty amazing. Leap can be used in combat, but also for traversal. If there's a set of stairs, for instance, you can just leap down them instead of having to walk down them. Or sometimes you just leap over walls. And it can actually make finding your way easier, because you might end up just leaping into the next room. Like right now, there's a good chance, and I can't confirm this because I'm not clicking all the time, there's a good chance the thing that I'm missing right now is a door that I have to open. That might be all it is. But I'm missing it. Now, if I had leap, I may be able to, you know, leap over the wall and get directly to the other side of that door. So that's new knowledge for you.
Also, are you using the PS4 or 5 Xbox One?
To answer the question in the chat, I am playing Diablo 3, demonstrating how it is playable, and I have demonstrated a lot of things that show that it is playable. What you're hearing right now, just isn't really one of them, because I'm currently stuck, but that's part of, if you're blind, that's going to be part of the experience. You're going to get stuck. But you will eventually find your way through.
What skill should I use?
I'm not going to train you. Little thief guy. Anyway, it is Diablo 3. It is PS4. You have encountered London Pool, the stuck version. And I pointed out earlier that there's a chance that if you're playing this, you may never get stuck here. Because the dungeons are procedurally generated, so it could be completely different for you, and you could be just fine. You could cruise through the whole thing.
You know, in Kingsport, I am known as quite the charmer.
That's not important now.
Of course it is. Women become wild and desperate during the end times.
Wow, what a guy. Lyndon is a special character. And again, I said this in part 1, but if you are playing for the first time, you would not actually have him yet to accompany you.
CM, it seems like most blind streamers like sightless combat, and TJ used the PS4 over the Xbox One.
Yeah, so the comment in the chat that was just made, seems like a lot of blind streamers use the PS4 or the Xbox One. That is no fault of the Xbox One, let me tell you. The Xbox One is an incredible machine with incredible accessibility features. Either one of them is perfectly viable. There may be a couple of reasons for that decision. Number one, while the Xbox is a very viable, accessible console, it cannot be argued that the Xbox One's interface is more complicated. While there may be more parts of it that are accessible, the interface itself is generally more complicated to use. PS4 presents you with a simple interface with your app icons on the home screen, the function screen right above it for party chat, and everything else that you might need. And, you know, some people I think might prefer that. Also, I will say that streaming on anything that isn't Mixer is difficult on Xbox One. Not impossible, but difficult. So, whereas this is set up to stream on. I mean, you can do all the streaming that you want with Xbox One too, but this. Well, anyway, Mixer being a proprietary streaming service presents this small problem, I would say, for people that want to stream on YouTube and things like that. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. So.
Does the Xbox One Red stream chat as well? I am a blind streamer as well, totally blind.
The Xbox One, to answer another question presented in chat, I believe it does now read stream chat. I have not done a lot of streaming on Xbox One, but I believe it does, and I think the advantage it presents over PS4 when it comes to streaming is that it reads the name of the person who sends the comment when the comment is sent. Rather than on PS4, it doesn't read the name when the comment's sent. I can see the name if I choose to, but I have to go to the comments, to look at it. I really hate that I'm not finding the next. I hate that I just got a new viewer, and I'm like, haha, look at how playable this game is. Here's me not showing that off. I don't like being stuck, but it's part of the, it comes with the territory.
What should I train?
You will train nothing. I will not train you. You are a demonstration, that is all.
I don't have enough spirit.
Yes, I know. I'm so very sorry. Probably work on getting that spirit up. Do like a cheerleading squad cheer relative to spirit.
I saw your early modding videos. I love that you are playing this game, as not many people who are blind streamers play this game so much.
Yeah, it is true that, hey look, there's a bug. Alright. It is true that not many blind people stream this game. I'm one of two that I know that have streamed it. And the second one streamed it because of me. So, you guys say that I hate people. What the character said in the beginning about it being a maze is not a lie.
Why did you leave Kingsburg?
I want to see the world before I die.
I do not believe you. What did you steal?
It was such a tempting prize.
Alright, well I don't want to completely bore everyone, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to real quick switch to a different character, I think. And we're going to let's see, who am I switching to? Let's find out. I think this is my necromancer. Yes, it is. Yes, that's my necromancer. Here come my skeleton buddies. Isn't that cool? I have 6 skeletons that follow me around. Let's go to the waypoint I'm supposed to be at right now. Alright. Go kill some guys.
I need a corpse. I must have a corpse.
That's a lot of moira.
I need a corpse. I'm afraid not.
So,
Are you ever afraid in battle?
Emotion weighs little on the priests of Ravna.
We are both blessed then. My faith armors me against fear.
that's kind of cool. The cool thing there was dialogue specific to the necromancer there, which is kind of neat, yo. Oh, I think it was neat too. Another one of you?
I must have a corpse.
So the good news is
I cannot do that.
I happen to have an army of skeletons with me. Pretty freaking sweet. What you're hearing there is these bone spikes that as a necromancer I can summon. Now that's a treasure chest.
That is not possible.
I was finding out if I needed to resummon my skeletons. I did not. You actually hear him walking with me. You hear little skeleton noises. Oh, look.
I require a corpse for that.
What a fool. Breaking stuff. Hashtag breaking stuff. So this is a little bit later in the story, after you've acquired the Templar. It should also be noted that my Necromancer is actually a hardcore character. If he ever dies, thank God he hasn't yet, but if he ever does, he is dead forever. I think I broke.
I'm afraid not.
Now things, when you break things, it doesn't necessarily mean progress, because there's a lot of things to break. So, my Necromancer actually has this really cool ability that I've used a couple times, but I didn't play that one a bit, where I can essentially, once I kill something, I can turn its spine, literally the bones of its spine, into a lance, which then automatically targets and stabs another enemy. It's quite fun. And if you're the other enemy, it's quite painful. Healing glow, but I don't even need it.
Lies behind these trials, but I do not yet know it. Who shall set things right? That is all you need to know.
More breakaways, gold. Alright. We are finding stuff. think at this point in the story, we're very quickly looking for the Templars' weapons and gear. The treasure chest looks fine. And so far we have not found it.
I'm afraid not.
Another bone thing I have. It's like a, I don't remember, it's like a bone spear or something.
No.
No. I tried to use that ability, the corpse lance thing. Can't use it because there's no corpse in the area.
That is not possible. Thank you for helping me fight the darkness. To contend with evil is the essence of what it means to be a Templar. In all things, there must be balance.
I wish that meant that there was progress, but it doesn't. That's, they can say random things as they go. You will master no skill. Let's try this. This is a trick that sometimes works to help you find your way. So, I know the waypoint that we're supposed to go to is in here, but now we've been teleported directly to that waypoint. There we go. There's just a wall. that unceremoniously toppled. Alright. Let's go back to the waypoint again. See what happens if we go straight up. When I came in here, I went down and left. Now I'm trying to keep in opposite direction. I don't think I... Doesn't understand.
Can Super Blinking get these messages?
Yes, viewer of mine, I get those messages of yours. They are read aloud, because Discord does that. So right now you're witnessing the struggles, the hardships, the pain, the suffering. But all of it, right now, even right now, I'm not mad. I'm not angry at this. Hey, look.
Awesome. Hello, I found your name from a Reddit post about Xbox's accessibility controller.
Hey, cool. Well, welcome. Welcome to my wonderful, fantastic, super awesome YouTube channel.
Sorry, I don't
and
know
Amazon thing, I do not appreciate you reacting to random things that I say. I do not. Alright. Anyway, welcome to my YouTube stream. I hope you enjoy it. I really genuinely do. It's...
I'm glad that fate has brought us together on this path.
I don't know if you're blind, I don't know if you're sighted, but I can say that if you're sighted, this probably looks really boring to you. But the point I'm making here is... Well, I'm making 2 points. If you had caught the beginning of this game, I am proving, and I did prove, to a certain degree, I'm showing how this game can be kind of playable. But right now, what you're seeing is the troubles that exist with this game. And there are not troubles that I believe are going to be resolved, because this game does not get, modified that much anymore. I would not expect Blizzard to go out of their way to fix these things. For accessibility.
My essence is too low.
We'll leave your essence out of this. Oh, that was fun. But anyway, the struggles with the story mode, finding where you're supposed to go, they're real. And I know for a fact that I have gone the wrong way. Alright, let's kill some stuff, what the heck.
I cannot do that.
What now, son? Hey, look, a door. Maybe I haven't done the wrong one.
But I am very curious about the tricks you find in games to navigate. Can you talk about any removes as well?
And that is called Death of a Monster. Okay. Alright. Alright. This is... So to update those watching this later, or to update those that are also watching that aren't sighted, this new viewer of ours is sighted, which is exactly the kind of crowd I was hoping to attract. Which, let me tell you, is more difficult than you might think. Anyway. No, the spikes are serving multiple purposes. I'm doing that on purpose, and I'm doing it for a couple of reasons. Number one, if the spikes... Leave me alone, I'm not going to train you right now, Templar, leave me alone. The spikes are, with sound, they're telling me if there's anything in that direction, if I could potentially walk in that direction, because if there isn't, then they'll stay in the same place. If there is, I can walk in that direction, they'll be, kind of on the left, or kind of on the right. So I can kind of use those to orient it, sort of. I have bad feelings about this. I don't think I'm supposed to go back there. Alright. I feel like I'm going back. I probably am. Oh well, I'm having fun. Anyway. The other purpose is, The only way we blind people can walk around and find things in this game, the only way is to press X all the time. Because nothing has... Well, okay, I take that back. Very few things have an audio cue that we can use to just find them with, directionally. The surround sound in this game is very good. I can use surround sound to target monsters. You might have noticed when those monsters attacked a few seconds ago, I easily faced them and destroyed them. That's no problem. But when it comes to finding... Let's say I'm supposed to talk to someone. Alright. Well, they don't make a sound until you talk to them. So I actually don't know where they are. I have to randomly hit X around everywhere, and hope that maybe, just maybe, I will find them and actually have that conversation. This is not so much a problem in adventure mode, where I can just run around and do rifts and things. I tend not to do greater rifts by myself, because those are timed, but I will do normal rifts and farm keystones and get that stuff. I think this is backwards. I think it's backwards. What the heck? I can at least show off killing things and level up at the same time.
I see. Surround sound of attack, and the game in general is one of extremely good and
Look at that. Corpland. Isn't Corpland freaking cool? Tell me that's not cool.
I'm afraid not.
Whoop! I love that. I love that. Oh man. I love the Necromancer. I can't help it. Whoop!
I cannot do that.
No more corpses. God, I love the Necromancer. It's so much fun. It's... Okay, so yes, that is a large part of it.
No.
Surround sound is a huge part of it, in fact. But there are a few things that kind of work in our favor by accident. I need essence. He gets spiked.
That is not possible.
Alright, so surround sound is part of it, but there's also several little things, too. For instance, this is something I can show off right now. So, for instance, right now, I'm pretty sure that I've gone backwards. I don't care right now because I'm just showing the game off in general and using it to level up and whatever. But, if I wanted to go back to the waypoint that I was supposed to go to, going to the waypoint screen in story mode, and this is something that a lot of sighted people probably take for granted without even realizing it. In story mode, the waypoint you're supposed to be at, given your quest objective, is automatically the one that's highlighted. So all I have to do is press X right now and I can go back to that waypoint. I'm not going to do that right now, because it's fun wandering around killing things. But it's really easy to get to where I'm supposed to go. Things like that, there's a couple things out there in this game that work that way. They're kind of little cheats that we can use as workarounds. Unintentional accessibility things that just work for us. Smashing things.
No.
I attempted to see if I needed to summon my skeleton again. Apparently I cannot. Hey, look, some gold.
I tried to count how many we've killed, but I've lost track.
That's our silly Templar. So, if you're blind, there's a lot of wandering in this game. But one thing you can't do, if you're a blind person trying to play this game, is let yourself care too much about that. You have to be willing to be patient. You have to be willing to keep looking for things. This is how much... this right here, there's nothing else. There's nothing else at all. This is a demonstration of how far blind people will go to try to play video games because there aren't that many accessible ones out there. This is the reason that I send the message that I do. This is the reason that I go to the conventions that I go to every year. Well, for the last few years. Oh, that was unexpected. And dealt with. I am so boss. But yes, this right here, this is the reason. Because we blind people are gamers too. And that's one thing I stress all the time. We want to play these games. We want developers to acknowledge that we exist. We want developers to help us play these games by, you know, maybe including a couple of extra features to make this game more accessible. I could think of so many things that would help this game do just that. So many things that would put this game on that path to accessibility. To perfect accessibility. But actually getting developers to listen to that and maybe contact us and work with us and make it happen, that's the challenge. Shame that was wasted, huh? Just about comment momentarily, there are things that really need my attention. Like that.
No.
Hey, look, a book.
My name is Latdanan, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
I'm a sucker for the lore. I love the story of this game.
That is not possible.
I should also point out, for the sake of just acknowledging it, that I've completed the story mode twice. So, you know, I talk about patience, I talk about getting stuck all the time. It's possible, because I've done it. So. Yeah. So, our viewer says, it definitely seems tough to enjoy most games blind. It is. Some games are easier than others. Fighting games are probably the...
Any forced objective indicator seems to help with their non-connection. Audio is also
Man, it's like they're trying to kill me or something. Oh, guys, come on, guys. But yeah, some genres are easier to enjoy by a blind person than other genres. For instance, you will find a lot of blind people that are good at fighting games. That's something you'll find in droves. Fighting games, blind players. That corpse lands done. But yeah, fighting games are easy to break into. If you watch my YouTube videos, you'll see a lot of Mortal Kombat, a lot of Injustice 2. It's because fighting games, there's not that much to learn that's different from what sighted people already have to learn. Fighting games are always on a... Even if the game looks 3D, you're usually on a 2D environment, ultimately. And because of that, you're always right across from your opponent. So once you figure out what the sounds are, and then what the combos are, and what the buttons are, all that fun stuff, you're done. You play a fighting game just like anyone else. And I love those chandeliers. shame that I suck at using them.
What skill should I master?
How many times do I have to tell you? I am not going to defend you. You are not special enough. I love it.
I cannot do that.
Yes! Kill one, use the corpse plants to kill the other one. And the third.
That is not possible.
Get them killed without me.
That is not possible. These enemies defy all reason.
Oh, look at him.
That is not possible. That is not possible.
There we go. I need a refreshing skeleton. Oh, is that gonna work? That might actually work. I think it might actually have killed some things like that.
I think this match was competitive and although I'm not going to anything.
I'm gonna fight you no longer. Ravna has blessed me.
Ah, I have leveled up. This makes me happy. Oops. Yeah. I have played in the past Super Smash Bros. Games. Never competitively though, because there is an innate problem with Super Smash Bros. That does not exist in a lot of other fighting games. The levers. The falling. If you're blind, it's the problem. Let's put it that way. I will oftentimes be told that I have just walked myself off of the edge of the level conveniently for my opponent.
In your land. There are no criminals among the priests of Ravna. No outsiders may see us in that light.
Grieves me to hear.
That makes sense.
That is not possible.
Look at the chest. Oh, look, some buttholes. You're not skeleton army. I will save you.
I cannot do that.
Y'all's about to be saved. Okay. I'm weird. That's one thing you learn about me very quickly. I'm weird, and I'm okay with it. I do voices. I make jokes.
Settings match the fixed camera would really help blind players.
Fixed camera? That probably would help. Because one of the things that happens all the time, it's probably happened to me during this very session and I haven't noticed it, is camera angles change. When camera angles change, we get confused. Because we don't know visually on screen, we don't see the camera angle change, but our audio may just go nuts, or we may be still moving in the same direction with the thumbstick, but we're going a different way because, guess what, the camera angle changed. So yeah, fixed camera, that's a help. That's a start, but it depends on the game. There are some games that require more modification than others in order to be accessible. But that's one thing I specialize in, is I consider that. Like, I think about, when I talk game development, I think about what it would take to make a game accessible. And I evaluate the game, you know, by itself, on its own merits, because different games are going to require different things. Well, if it isn't more trouble. Tell me, skeletons, do you know how to die? Oh, yes I do, weird word that once. Oh. Sorry about that. Nice. Corpse Lance takes care of the elite. Beautiful. That is a piece of armor. Chest armor, I should say. And there, sighted viewer, is the proof that I memorized sound effects. The chest armor makes a very specific sound. I know it's chest armor. That's a door.
Smash, compared to other fighting games, the solo platform has a more basic overview.
I'm afraid not.
Now that is a shrine. Shrines are one of the very few things in this game that have ambient sound effects. Almost nothing has ambient sound. That's a treasure goblin. Everyone loves them.
I'm afraid not.
Did I actually kill the River Goblin? I very often fail to do that. Because they run around and jump around so much. It's not that I can't hear them, it's that I often miss them because they're so mobile. And I don't actually know. I'm a little worried about it because I hate it when I don't do this, but I don't actually know if I pick up those legendaries. And there's another waste of time there. I don't know how to assume I did. Aww. Alright, let's go there. Let's talk about Smash, platformers, that kind of thing. The key thing to accessibility for blind gamers is information. That's what we need. Literally, that's what it all boils down to. We need the information that we don't have because of loss of sight. We need that information. So, platformers, we need to know when they're, for instance, when we're near an edge. We need to know that. Or we need to know when there is a place we can jump to a higher area. And for the sake of I guess you could call it for the sake of ease, if you want, we may also need a little help with that jumping. Because the easiest way to let us know that a jump exists, a platform exists, is with an audio cue. You know, even though it wouldn't be something that would normally make noise in an area, give it a tone that plays, or, you know, something, some kind of sound that we know that there's something there that we can memorize. That's fine, but I also acknowledge that platformers are very sensitive. Things happen all the time. People jump at angles, you know, people jump not quite exactly straight on, and, you know, things like that. So when I think about platformers, I always consider maybe having a little bit of a jump assist in there, where if the jump is close enough that the system detects where we're trying to jump, maybe it gets a little sticky and kind of pulls us into that spot. I know some people might view that as a cheat, but here's the way I see it. Also, I'm interrupting the Templar. Here's how I see it. We have a couple choices. We can have something like that that helps us play the game, or we don't play the game at all. Personally, I would prefer to be able to play the game. I understand that people might view that in a negative light, because it's kind of pulling us towards the jumps, making the jumps a little easier, but I think if we could play the game, and if we have something like, let's like Crash is a good example of this, a really high-octane platformer where there's just jumps like crazy, and there's, you know, things that are moving and things like that. If we could even have a shot at that type of game, of feeling that high-octane intensity as we complete a platforming sequence, that would be amazing. Like, I can't even explain how that would be amazing. But just imagine that you never played a video game before, and imagine you just watching the sidelines all the time, and that's all you got. That's how amazing it would be. You're right. You're right. I'll say two things. I'll say, number one, platformers would be very, very difficult without major changes. You're right. But number two, I am optimistic. And I have to be optimistic because this is what I do. Like, I mean, it's not my real job. I want it to be my real job, but it's not. I go around to conventions and talk to game developers, and I tell them, you can make your game accessible. It is a possibility. Would it be difficult? Yes, of course it would. But impossible? No, it's not impossible. If you're willing to listen to my ideas, if you're willing to work at the idea of accessibility, then we can make it happen. We could have an accessible platformer, and we could have one that's like Crash. Because there are games that are made for the blind, that are audio only. And some of those games have platforming elements. So I firmly believe that with the right tools, with the right information, again, that's what it boils down to, we could get that far. But developers have to be willing to listen. And that's the trouble. It's not going to stop me, of course. Because nothing is. I'm one of those, part of my optimism comes from the fact that I know that I have succeeded to a certain point. I know that there are things that exist because of my talks and my encouragement of game developers. I know that I have helped this accessibility cause start to happen. We are a long way from where I want to be, but there is verifiable proof of the things that I've done. I've begun to make my mark on this world, and I ain't stopping anytime soon. So I know if you're a long-time viewer of mine and you think I'm getting preachy, well, sorry. That's all I got to say to you. Sorry. This video's going to be archived, so, you know, people are going to watch this, and they may think I'm getting preachy. But it's something I truly believe in, it's something I'm going to pursue until the day I can no longer do so. It's that simple. We're high.
I must have a corpse.
It's really not beautiful.
I cannot do that.
It's really kind of you to summon idle skeletons to try to kill me. I really appreciate that. Breaking things.
I enjoy and appreciate your drive. You've brought some awareness to this fellow.
Good. Good. That is my goal. That is my goal. I don't hate on anyone.
Also, should I preface with my name when I type if there are fewer people chatting?
If there were more people chatting, I would say yes, preface what you're saying. But there's not anyone else chatting. So, don't worry about it. But yeah, that's what I do. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't hate on anyone, or, you know, I deal with a lot of people a lot of time who immediately just get negative about it, like, you can't play games. You are a blind guy. You must be idiot. You know, I get that. I really do. I get that from the sense that I get it. Like, I literally get it all the time from people. But I also get it from the sense that there is an extreme lack of education when it comes to blind people and what they can do. And I think that probably goes for any disability, but I can't speak for every disability. I'm not qualified. I can speak for blind people. And I know for a fact that there are a million stereotypes that blind people deal with, because I've dealt with them, that aren't true. Like, I know this is going to sound ridiculous to anyone with, you know, sense, but there is really stereotypes of things like,
you are a blind guy is hilarious.
Like, if you're blind, you must also be deaf. That's one common stereotype. I can't tell you how many people at restaurants are like, so what do you want, sir? And I'm like, I would like some food. You know, but there's also the, if you're blind, you must be stupid. Or if you're blind, you can't speak for yourself. Going back to the restaurant scene. Now I have a companion. If I have a companion with me who is visibly sighted, oftentimes I'll get, okay, so what does he want? Oh, I hate that one. I really hate that one. Yeah. But I get it. So, my point here, the point that I'm making is, I have decided, and I decided this a long time ago, I decided that the approach that I would take with this, no matter how much I hate the stereotypes, no matter how much I don't like, you know, hearing that kind of thing happen, is to educate, rather than hate. Don't hate, educate. This message brought to you by Brendan Cole. Anyway. Did I say I'm weird? I think I said that. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm headed with this. The fact that I brought awareness to you, oh fantastic viewer of mine, is great. Now what I'd like you to do is, if you would, tell people. You don't have to tell them about me. You can leave me out of it if you want. I'm actually not in this for the fame. And I mean, it's not like there's a lot of fame that goes with it anyway. But just tell people that, you know, there's blind people that play video games. There's blind people that want to play the same games as everyone else. There's blind people that would be interested in playing a game with you if you're willing to maybe deal with some blind person issues that come up. You know, like this game, Diablo 3. I actually play this game all the time in groups.
Been watching for about 4 or so months.
Yeah. That particular viewer works for me. So he's biased. Yeah. The one that said been watching for about 4 or so months. It's not just that he's been watching. He has to endure on the daily, you know, me yammering on about this stuff at my real job, which, well, I'll stop talking about it. Anyway. But yeah, you know, this game, Diablo, I play in a group all the time with other people. Not the story mode. This is my hardcore character, my hardcore necromancer. So I see. I haven't played anything in a group with this character, but I do play this game in a group all the time, and we go run rifts and stuff like that. And there's other little blind person cheats that help with playing in a group. Like, for instance, I'll even describe this one, even though I'm not currently playing a group, I can at least describe it. When you have a group in the same session, each character has a flag associated with them. If you click on their flag, you teleport directly to where they are. So if I ever get lost, all I have to do in a group is go back to town and find the flag of the other person. I'm not lost anymore. It's pretty great. So, you know, it's worth a shot, man. I don't even know what else to say. Like, I guess maybe I've said enough. If you want to see more examples of, you know, blind people playing games, just watch the other videos on my YouTube channel. You'll see craziness. You'll see Mortal Kombat, you'll see Injustice, you'll see Madden, you'll see Resident Evil 6, you'll see the Jackbox Party Pack, you know, you'll see Way of the Passive Fist. Just a lot of stuff. Just playing games when I can, where I can. You'll even see some Parappa. I don't know if you've ever heard of Parappa. Parappa's great. Just saying. Parappa is a unique game for blind people because it's a game that's made for children primarily. But if you're blind, it becomes a completely different game. It's not about watching the notes on the screen anymore. It's about memorizing the song. And that's what we do. Oh, a bit.
It was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
I love the lore. I love the lore. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a very story-driven gamer, which is one of the reasons I pursue what I pursue. Because the games we can play, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are not very story-heavy.
Agents, another music game.
Oh, man. I just saw the comment that said favorite boss and gamer. Now I'm just being buttered up. See how this works. I'm not taking away your... No, never mind. Anyway. I've heard of Elite Beat Agents in the sense that the name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever played it before. I actually recently discovered a new rhythm game. It's not new anymore, but it's new to blind people. It's new to me anyway. And I discovered it, in all places, the PlayStation VR demo disc. It's a game called Thumper. And I think I believe it's space themed. And it's very difficult. It's probably the most difficult rhythm game I've ever played. It's remarkably difficult, but it's fun. Well, I might tell ya, this is really super duper fun.
Better than swimming with sharks.
Okay, yes, it is better than swimming with sharks. I thank you for that insightful comment. So very insightful. Man, what would I do without my viewers, with their insight and their comments? Because I wasn't sure. Like, I was about to go swimming with sharks. I was seriously considering. I was like, man, you know what sounds great right now? Some sharks. I was like, I'm gonna find a shark tank. I'm going to jump right in, and we're gonna see what happens. That's where I was. But you know what? You may have saved my life. You convinced me that maybe I shouldn't do that. That maybe swimming with sharks was a bad idea. Man, you don't know how close I was. But now I can move on. I can move on knowing that what I'm doing now is better than swimming with sharks. All because of you.
We talked about that.
That rant was brought to you by me. I'm weird. Low bar. I like it. So when I've been pausing, I've been going back to the comments.
Lame and because super blind, haha.
I've been going back through the comments because if I actually go to the quick menu and read the comments from there, I can actually see who wrote them. So I do sometimes take a second to do that. But yeah, definitely like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, make them subscribe. One thing I will say that I seriously have considered, when we're speaking of considerations, I have considered creating like a donation platform, and I've considered it not because I'm not. See, the thing is, it's hard to make that work. It's hard to make that not sound selfish, which is why I haven't done it yet. Because the easy thing to say is, you know, it's easy to actually say that I'm not doing this for the money, and I'm not, but making people actually believe that I'm not is difficult. You know, I would use the donations as, you know, if I ever got donations, I would use them as, like, for conventions, I'd stay at hotels, or sometimes the flights are not paid for me, or sometimes, you know, honestly, sometimes I need to get food. My current job, my real job, doesn't pay the best money, so you know, it would be valuable, but I am hesitant to actually go forward with that.
I'm afraid not.
And part of me says, well, yeah, you shouldn't do it because you might get haters if you do. But then again, you know, some people say that...
As I understand, we will support the fact that you are advocating not to play games as a blind person now.
Right.
Momentarily support.
You know, so part of me thinks that if I do it, I'll just get a bunch of haters, but then it is often said that if you don't have any haters, you're not doing it right. And the Converse statement is, if you do have haters, you're doing something right. So maybe I should. Maybe I should have a few haters. Oh, you're just in it for the money, yeah. You're welcome to think that. There was actually, and I 100% mean this is 100% true, there was a conference that I could not go to this year, that I wanted to go to, and I didn't go because I didn't have the money. That is 100% true. It was at the end of February, and I could not go, and I was sad. Because I don't like missing things that I could actually help spread the message out. Alright. Everywhere I go, I keep breaking things. That's cool. Problem is, that doesn't necessarily mean progress, because like things like that in this game. Alright, well, I think what I'm gonna do, because I don't want y'all to be super bored, although I've been mostly talking during this time.
You're not financially being able to cook and advocate sucks.
Well, the conference I didn't go to, because I didn't have enough money, I didn't go to it. I wasn't actually invited to speak there, but I know I spoke there the previous year, and there are people there that I know, and there would be new people there. The venue was larger, so there'd be more developers there. So it wouldn't really matter if I was invited to speak or not. I would still be able to talk to. I'd still be able to, you know, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Integrate with developers there.
Discussion anyway, rather than gameplay.
Yeah, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'd still be able. I would still have been able to connect with people had I been there. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's the idea. Is that I would use it to continue advocating. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is, because honestly, I'm starting to get bored with the wandering around too. I'm gonna quit this, and we're going to. I'm gonna show off a little bit. I'm doing this for a reason that works in my own mind. Now let's see. This should be. Let me see. I think this is the right character. If not, I will change. We will find out together. Later. Yep, it is.
More fury.
LOL super blind skills.
Thank you for coming here.
Super blind skills.
Let's see him.
Alright. Let's do a little bit of showing off here.
Not enough fury.
Let's see. What should we do? Let's talk about bounties. I've done this before, but let's do it again. This is adventure mode, where you can do bounties and earn Roger caches, which give you more items, more loot, more gear. It's all you know, loot and gear and everything.
Bringing out the big guns.
Yeah, this guy's a beast. This barbarian of mine is a beast. Now, you may be wondering how a blind person tells whether they found a place with a bounty in it. Well, I will demonstrate. We wait for loading.
Not as good as mine, LOL.
Alright, this one does not have a bounty in it. I'll explain how I know this in a second. Oh, I was about to be Nemesis. Fail. I ran away. That's funny. This one does have a bounty in it. How do I know that? I think I'm still gonna get Nemesis. Yep, I am. That's fine. I ain't scared.
No way. Camels guide my hand. Impossible.
And Nemesis is dead. Oh, I'm overburdened. Oh well.
I need fury.
So, to explain how I knew, is when you click on a place that has a bounty at it, you get the quest sound. The sound that means you're starting a new quest. If it doesn't make that sound, then there's no bounty there.
Still recharging.
Well, the
Not
trouble
enough
is,
fury.
Should I tell you if there's orange loot?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm overburdened, I'm just showing off. I don't actually care.
More fury.
Most of what I'm currently carrying is legendary anyway.
Need more time.
Forgot about that.
I need fury.
This guy's a beast, man. He's so powerful.
I can't. I won't do that.
Must be...
Not enough fury.
There we go. There we go.
I can't. Impossible.
So, if you think this blind person has not achieved anything in this game, you're wrong. Just that simple. Wow. Seems pretty weak, he says. What a hater. He is not weak.
I need fury.
Tell you, my employee is asking for some, like, termination right now. He's like, man, I would love to terminate. How can you call that weak? One hit, I killed that guy. One hit.
More fury. I won't do that. No way.
More one-hit kills. Sorry, I don't see it.
I won't do that. I need fury. Not ready yet.
My berserk ran out. One of the things this build relies on is maintaining berserk at all times, but it done ran out.
No way.
Berserking.
More fury.
Oh, leave me alone.
No way. I won't do that.
Another one-hit kill. Yep, I'm weak though. Remember that. I said I was weak.
I can't.
Well, dang it. My little ancestors found things to kill. That's cool.
Impossible.
Yeah, pretty weak. Pretty weak. No. I'm pretty weak. You said so.
No way. My blow. Impossible.
I also love how my pet is the Cow King. He's been subjugated by my whims. Yes, he will bow before me. No. There's monsters over there somewhere to my right, but there's probably something blocking the way, so I can't get them directly. I know that because I can hear their ambient screeches and such. Oh well. Forget about them.
Not enough fury.
Forget about them. Now I actually configured this build specifically as like the blind person build. I configured my battle rage as my X move because it's not something I can use all the time because it consumes fury. But now I can press X all the time without having to worry about any annoyance. That was intentional. Alright. That's distracting me. I didn't know if I needed to do that, but just in case I did it.
Oshk X isn't special often, but to have a different purpose.
Right. The idea is, you know, because we have to press X to look for things, now I can, and I'm not constantly using a skill and being annoying about it. I'm pressing it right now, but you don't notice anything because I don't have any fury, so it's not using battle rage constantly.
Do that. I need fury.
Yes,
I'll be sure to check back in sometime.
Definitely do that. Definitely do that. Like, subscribe, comment, hesitate. Look at that elite. He's dying.
Not ready yet.
Doing nothing. Look at my ancestors taking care of business too, man. Yeah. Apparently I found a checkpoint, even though this isn't story mode. It makes no sense.
Need more time.
Alright. Well, I think I've done
Mind
enough.
if I jump in with you?
Well, I mean, you could. You could. I wouldn't complain. That was cool. I broke things!
I can't. Not enough fury.
Cool, I found a place. Yay, I found a place. Found the place where I'm supposed to go for this bounty, but I found a place, by God. What time is it? What time is it? Let's find out. That's not how I find it. Actually, not as late as I thought. Interesting. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and end the broadcast here. I think I've done enough showing off and or demonstrating things. And I gotta go relabel these videos and things like that. So I think I'm going to end it here. But, I at least can honestly say that, there has been enjoyment with this broadcast. Because my viewer, proved that. So, I'm glad that it was enjoyed. I hope anyone who watches this in the future also enjoys it. I am sorry for the necessary part split. I'm sorry for the... if part 1 indeed does not have any video, I'm also sorry for that. But, yeah, I hope you all like it, and, you know, I'm always willing to talk. If anyone has any questions, follow me on Twitter, @SuperBlindMan. Ask them in the comments of the video. Whatever you like. I'm good either way, man. But for now, I bid you all adieu.